this year I think it's kind of the Olympics of energy outlooks. We have IEA and OPEC coming to present their outlooks, not just for 2022, but for the short term, medium term, and long term out to 2050, incorporating all of the goals we have of the energy transition. And in addition to those two, we invite the EIA from the US and also companies like BP and Shell and Total to come present their views as well as some leading energy analysts. And I think the main takeaway for me is the challenge that we're all facing, and that's the difference between the highest case scenario and the lowest case scenario in terms of oil demand in the future. So that presents huge uncertainty for investors who have to make decisions about capital allocation, for policymakers who have to develop roadmaps. And so we're trying to highlight that these scenarios are great, but the markets are also sending us a message. And so we have to really be careful, when we're making these decisions and policies. Should we be following markets or models? And maybe a little bit of both, but right now I think we've been chasing the models too much. I think this gives us an opportunity to come to terms with what the market is telling us, and I think a term you're starting to hear more and more, I think, at this event and other events, is the need to manage the transition. In other words, to keep making progress and aggressively making progress on the transition and advancing clean energy, but at the same time making sure we have oil and gas and hydrocarbon supplies that we need today to power the economy, to bring people out of energy poverty and provide access. Part of the reason we're seeing prices where they are right now is because there's been an underinvestment in upstream hydrocarbon development, and we're seeing a supply crisis now, and we have to really pay attention to that. High prices can really impact a lot of things, including, I think, the first and foremost, undermining public support for the energy transition.